everyone, and welcome to Trending Now, where that show that gives you the news you'd actually care about. I'm Eddie Sheehy, and I'm a pharaoh.
And I'm Hannah Smith. This spectacular episode is going to give you everything you need to know for this year's Halloween. From last-minute costumes to what movies you should be watching, and our special guest, Sean Kepfinger, gives Delaney Hassel and Aaron Kroll a horrifying monster makeover. But you will just have to stick around to find out which monsters they got turned into, because it's sure to be a treat.
They aren't going to look as good as we do.
I know.
Right now, though.
We are awesome.
Because we look fantastic.
We do.
I agree. All right, now let's go on to our first Halloween-themed story.
Yes.
We're going to do a lot of weird, creepy finger movements today because it's Halloween episode. Ooh. Halloween. It's always a frightening time of year. Scary costumes, scary decorations, scary parties. Everything is a little bit scarier, but there's plenty of things to be afraid of come October 31st. But this year, some parents in Washington state have some new concerns that would supply a nasty trick in place of a great treat. Why, you might ask? Because Washington police are now warning parents to be cautious of marijuana-infused candy that they say may be supplied to children come Halloween night.
Washington legalized marijuana back in January of this year, and currently 20 to 30% of all marijuana-related sales in the state have been in the form of candy. The real trouble comes with how close the infused candy looks to regular candy, and there's really no way to tell the difference. To be on the safe side, the Washington State Police Department recommends parents throw out any suspicious candy or candy that appears to be tampered with in the wrapper.
Yeah, you know what? If I was a parent in Washington, which fingers crossed will never happen, I think if like my kid got anything that was not like a name brand candy, automatically that stuff's going into trash, okay? Because like people who give out apples are bad people because they give out apples. People who give out like soda pop, they're bad people because that stuff's heavy to carry around. And people who hand out marijuana infused candy to children is, first of all, that's a terrible waste of money because that stuff would be expensive.
I know. I don't think anybody's really going to waste their marijuana and stuff on that and giving it out to kids.
And I don't
know
whose sick idea, like who thinks this is going to be funny, because it's not like the kids are going to eat the marijuana-infused candy in front of you. It's like you're just going to make bad things happen to kids.
Yeah.
And
well, they're probably hoping they'll see it on the news. I think that's what they're going to get out of it.
Stupid. I hate that people like do stuff like that. It's also scary, though, in that report that marijuana-infused candy looks like really similar.
I know.
So
I'm wondering what kind it's looking similar to, like maybe Jawbreakers or something.
Lollipops and like hard candies.
Yeah, it has to be
like
something that they can get open at least a little bit.
Let's hope if it looks like hard candy, though, like kids throw out hard candy, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it's not like in a Snickers wrapper or like a Twix wrapper,
I agree.
I wouldn't be having my kids eating it.
And if it's anywhere like a little bit open.
No, you throw that in the trash, hit a few extra houses that are good, go home, change your costume. That might work.
That would work.
Why not? So, Hannah.
Yes.
You know I'm a big Halloween fan.
I know you are.
Halloween, it's easily my favorite holiday of the whole year, and for a few good reasons. But easily, one of my favorite aspects of the holiday is the fact that it becomes perfectly acceptable for me to spend an entire month watching horror movies, indulging myself in the sickest experiences ever put to cinema. This led me to write and release on RUCenturyMedia.com, one of my favorite lists I've ever created, and it's of my favorite horror directors. Now, the people that made my list were Tobe Hopper, Terrence Fisher, Wes Craven, George Romero, and in first place, I put my favorite director of all time, Alfred Hitchcock. Now, Hannah.
All right.
I'm a big horror movie junkie. What is your
are.
favorite horror movie?
I think my favorite horror movie would be probably, I mean, this is going to sound lame, but probably Insidious. Because that really freaked me out whenever I watched it. I was like afraid to go to sleep.
Yeah, I watched, or I wasn't watching, I read a list of some other people's like top Halloween movies. And Insidious I've seen on a few lists, which surprised me. It's cool that like some newer horror movies are on. I think it's a good idea. Take a guess at what my favorite horror movie is.
Is it old or is it newer?
It's kind of older. It actually was a made-for-TV movie. Can you guess?
Really?
Yeah.
I have no idea then.
It's It.
It.
Tim Curry is Pennywise the clown going around scaring kids. There's a big old spider at the end of the movie. I don't know if my roommate Alec has seen it, but he would love that movie. You think I should show it to him?
You should.
He's a big scaredy cat. So you know where a bad place to take him is?
Where?
Haunted houses.
I hate those too.
Well, I don't. If you're a fright junkie like me, this episode, I love this. Few things get you more pumped come the month of October than the realization that haunted houses are back in full swing. Now, every year I've made it a habit to head to my favorite haunted house, the Scare House in Etna, Pennsylvania, to see what changes they make to make our trips even more haunting. Here's what I found this year. Scare House tries to change an aspect of their haunt to keep it new and exciting for patrons. Currently, the Scare House features 3 separate attractions within their location: Pittsburgh Zombies, Creepo's Christmas, and the newly opened The Summoning, their biggest and most ambitious project to date.
Actually, all 3 of them are a little different this year. However, The Summoning is by far the big project. So we actually took out all of Forsaken, a piece of Creepo's Christmas, which we've had for the past 3 years, and a piece of Pittsburgh Zombies, which we've had for the past 3 years, and created one giant haunt called The Summoning.
The Summoning was built to be an interactive and immersive experience for guests. Cast members interact with you from the minute you enter, all the way through the maze of rooms and sets, putting you in the middle of the story. All of that makes for a thrilling and terrifying trip, but perhaps the most exciting thing about The Summoning is its potential in the future.
We normally change every 3 years, but this haunt will stay the same for a while, and then we'll just change sets and build on to it. So it's more of a platform to go bigger. It's just going to keep getting bigger and better.
And as if it wasn't clear to guests already, we asked the Scare House what separates their haunted houses from all the others, and their answer was simple.
It's our actors.
Now, if you're interested in visiting the Scare House, you're running out of time. It's only open for 4 more days. If you would like to pre-order tickets, though, to make sure you get in during those last 4 days, you can order them online at thescarehouse.com. Now, Hannah, Scare House is my favorite. Do you like haunted houses?
No, I do not.
Why?
I've only been to one haunted house, and that was at
In your
the
entire
Bedford
life,
County.
you've been to one haunted
Yeah,
house?
and just listen, this was at the Bedford County Fair, so it's just like a trailer that they bring, okay?
Oh, boy.
So, first of all, it's not that great, and I was freaked out to begin with because I had no idea what to expect, but the only thing inside is like these lit up glass boxes, but they tried to make me
Okay.
go first, and I almost cried and tried to get out.
How have you only been to one haunted house? You've never even, next year, you and me are going to the Scare House.
No, we're not.
And we're doing the basement.
No, we're not.
We're going to just push
No.
you right in there.
I will
For those
sit
of
down
you who
and
don't
cry.
know, the basement is like the Scare House as it was new last year. It's like this completely immersive experience where they're allowed to touch you and they say really bad things to you, and they're blindfolded and they waterboard you kind of at one part. And we're going to do that next year, Hannah. We're going to do that for Trending Now next year.
No, we're
you
not.
You have to do it.
Don't expect to see that.
Too late. It's already happening.
No, it's
Coming
not.
up after the break, if you're still desperate for a good Halloween costume, you're going to want to stick around because Hannah and I are going to be giving you some very helpful information on last-minute costume ideas.
And later in the show, we will have a special guest, Sean Kepfinger, giving my girl, Delaney Hassel, and the new hottie with a body, Aaron Cruel, a frightening monster makeover you won't want to miss, so you better stick around.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer. What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to D.C. to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help on.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Welcome back to Trending Now's special Halloween episode. Shopping for a Halloween costume should be a fun experience. Deciding what you're going to be, whether that's a sexy vampire or a sexy nurse, is always exciting. But if you happen to be shopping on Walmart.com for a costume, you might just sum up your experience as insulting or rude. Over the past few days, a few angry shoppers took to Twitter to express disgust in the fact that costumes for larger women on the site were categorized under a section called Fat Girl Costumes.
If you go to the website right now, you won't see that category anymore since it was taken down late Monday morning. Furthermore, if you Google the term fat girl costumes or type it into the website search bar, you will get a page telling you that there are 0 items that match that search. The costumes that were featured in the category are still up on the site, but are now under a much more politically correct title, plus size costumes. Walmart has since apologized for the incident and said that the entire situation was unacceptable.
I think it is pretty unacceptable. I mean, like, somebody had to approve that. Now, I have a quick story about this. When I was shopping for my costume for Trending Now today, for a few minutes, I was like, maybe I should be a woman, because that'd be hilarious if we had 2 women hosting. So I had to go to the women's section of Halloween costumes, obviously, to look for clothing. And what I noticed was that, like, men's costumes went small, medium, large, extra large, double extra large, triple extra large. Women's costumes went small, medium, large, plus size, and that was your only option. And I felt really bad for, like, all the women who were, like, coming back, and, like, while I was there looking through the women's costumes, a few women kept coming back and, like, exchanging out, like, large for plus size, and I was like, I feel really bad for these women, because it's like, guys, it's like, oh, you got like 4 XLs to play with. Women, you're either large or just plus, and then they don't even have anything bigger than that.
Well, yeah, that also I feel like hurts like a girl's self-esteem really bad, because then you get considered in the plus size category.
And even worse, I think, are the little pictures they have over the like what your costume looks like. It's like the small through large girls look the same, and then the plus size girls, they got like really plus size girls who like you wouldn't assume were just like plus size girls to be in it. I think the whole thing was like pretty insulting, especially myself being a plus size girl. So I just don't even want to buy costumes in stores anymore.
It's okay. I understand being a girl.
Yeah.
I understand that pain. All right, so I've got some last minute costume ideas for you ladies out there in a pinch. First idea, Mean Girls, Regina George. But simply buy a white tank top and some pink fabric, cut holes where your bra lays, and you are ready to strut your stuff as a plastic. If you have a cardboard box, face paint, markers, and white construction paper, you can turn yourself into an adorably adoptable box of kittens. And finally, if you have a lime green or yellow dress, scissors, and green paper, you can turn yourself into a sexy drink of your choice.
Ooh, that sounds so much fun. You don't even go here, Hannah. That was a Mean Girls reference. All right, now, those were girly costumes, but if you're a guy, guess what? It's even easier if you're a guy. You got a bathrobe at home? Guess what? A bathrobe makes you Hugh Hefner, and then you can hang out with all the cool ladies at the party. You got a suit? Of course, everyone's got a suit. Put that suit on, take some hair gel, slick your hair back, and guess what? Now you're a gangster. And you got a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans? Just put that on, put on some gloves, and carry around a hammer at the party. Guess what? You're a construction worker now. So easy to do men's costumes. There's not even like cutting or cardboard or paper. It's just stuff you got lying around.
And one final tip for you all, procrastinators out there, you can actually hit some real deal bargains for shopping costumes the day after Halloween. Almost everything is marked down, and you can save it for next year.
Yeah, this whole thing I'm wearing right here, this is like 3 years ago after Halloween kind of deal.
Really?
It cost me $4.99. And I was like, I walked into the thing and I was like, $4.99? That's a deal. And look, it came in so much handy. Have you ever had to do a last minute costume though?
I don't think I have.
Really?
No, I like to be prepared, and I put a lot of thought into it. I was going to be Taylor Swift, but I couldn't find the proper top.
See, it was always a problem for me when I was a kid because like I obsessed over what my Halloween costume was, so I would change it like half a dozen times before the night actually got there. So my mom was always like changing what my costume would be. And one day it was like the day before Halloween, and I was like, no, I don't want to be whatever I was at the time. And she was like, well, what do you want to be? I was like, Harry Potter. So she just like cut the back off of what she was doing, got a little scar. Super easy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Now, don't go anywhere, because up next, Delaney Hassel and Aaron Krull are going to get some monster makeovers that will just make you want to scream. And then later, Eddie and I will be back behind the Twitter desk giving you the latest trends, so stick around.
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, you have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet. You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Welcome back to Trending Now. Hannah and I just gave you some quick and easy costume ideas for this Halloween. But if you're feeling a little more ambitious, don't worry. Delaney Hassel and Aaron Krull have you covered in this installment of the Cozy Trending Now Corner.
Hey guys, and welcome back to this week's Halloween episode of Ian's Corner. As you can see, I'm not Ian.
And I'm not Ian.
Unfortunately, Ian couldn't be with us tonight, so I'm Delaney.
And I'm Aaron.
And today on Ian's Corner, we have Sean. And Sean is going to be doing our makeup. Halloween is big with people getting into costumes, but we're going above and beyond.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm going to be turned into a zombie.
And I'm gonna be turned into a skeleton, and I'm really excited.
So, I brought all my makeup from home so we can do this.
Got brushes, paints of all sorts. A lot of the stuff you can just get at a local Halloween store, or I even have some actual beauty makeup for you ladies out there. And this is all stuff that you can do on a budget, so let's get started. Just got some white grease makeup, which is also known as cream makeup, and it's basically like the stuff that you would find for like, I don't know, maybe like 50 cents a bottle. Well, right now we're going for just covering the whole face, so it really doesn't matter at this point. I'm just trying to get a coverage as quickly as possible. So he's gonna look like a clown first. All right, yeah, keep your mouth shut.
I'm sorry, hold on.
You gotta stop smiling, Aaron. Be upset.
I've been doing this since I started high school, and it's all just been self-taught. Just one day I decided to try to do zombie makeup, actually. That's pretty much every makeup artist's first experience with makeup. So now I've just got a base coat of that white paint all over his face. I'm just going to set it with some setting powder. If you don't have this or don't want to spend the money on it, you can also just use baby powder. It works pretty much the same.
I want to itch my eyebrows so bad.
If you really need to touch it, dab it. If you want to sort of draw out your shapes beforehand, you can do that with pretty much anything. Even I have eyeliner. And
How hard is that gonna be to get off?
It'll come off, I promise.
All right.
Worst case scenario, rub a little spit on it. All right, I'm gonna have you look to your left, and we're gonna start drawing out the cheekbones, which is really what helps sell a skeleton face. You wanna get all those lines and curves.
I have chubby cheeks.
Don't worry, we're gonna slim you up. All right. So now I'm just gonna go in and start with his eyes, because I always like starting with the eyes just because I feel like that really is the part that sells a makeup. If the eyes look good, it doesn't really matter what everything else looks like. Wearing something with a higher collar, but then leaving the rest of the neck black. If you really want to get into detail, you can add some white down the throat area, and it'll look as if it's the spine from behind.
Do I look beautiful?
That's one way to describe it. Okay, so you guys just saw Aaron get turned into a skeleton. Mine, we're gonna take a step further, and I'm gonna become a zombie. All right, take it away.
All right, so we're gonna follow a lot of the same steps we did with Aaron, but this time we're gonna have something special just for the zombie. We're using liquid latex and toilet paper. All right, so whenever we plan this out, you wanna pick where you want some gory zombie wounds first. And really all you need to do is you get some toilet paper, you wanna crumple it up so it doesn't have any lines, and do your best to sort of shred it up so the edges have a feathering effect. And now all we do is we sort of pick a spot where we think it would look good. I'm gonna just give her a wound right on her cheek. We're going to get some of this out. Do our best not to spill it anywhere. And start laying it down. Now, I'm gonna try to keep this away from under your eyes because the fumes on this kind of sting a little.
Great.
So what we're gonna do here, once it's drying, you can actually get it to stick to itself. So just by pinching, it'll hold that way, and you can get some cool shapes in there. All right. So we're just playing with this some more. At this point, it starts to stick, so it pulls a little bit, but that's where you get some of these cool shapes. You can rip it off. It really creepy.
What is that?
This is fake blood. I have a recipe that I found online, and it's basically a cup of corn syrup, a tablespoon of water, half a tablespoon of red food coloring, and then this is what I think really sells it, is a teaspoon of some green and yellow, because then it sort of tones it down and gives it a darker and nastier look. And the key here, it's easy to quickly lose all of your work with too much fake blood, but at the same time, it looks amazing.
Probably tastes really good.
It doesn't taste bad, but it certainly does not taste good.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Ian's Corner. So be sure, why don't you post your favorite makeups to the Trending Now Facebook page. We'd love to see all of yours. You know, everybody see if you can try and recreate this or do your own take on it. And now back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron, Delaney, and Sean. You guys look terrible, and I mean that in the nicest way I possibly could. Now, coming up after the break, Hannah and I are going to be back behind our social media desk talking all things trending today. You're not going to want to miss it, so stick around.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy.
There is no credit fairy.
How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to Trending Now, where we're going to tell you everything that's trending.
Now, unfortunately, we don't have a picture for you right now until I just magically said that, and now we have a picture.
It's the ghost.
Oh my gosh. Trending Now Ghost has been messing with us all day. Hannah,
I know.
What's been trending today? I'm
all
wondering.
right. So at the top of the list is Halloween chat, and this is related to the one and only Ariana Grande. Fans have been tweeting into her, asking questions. They've been talking about Halloween, and she has also said that she's going to be dropping a Halloween-themed album next year. So that has been a really big
So if you want to talk
thing.
about Halloween, hashtag Halloween chat.
Yes.
Everything.
You will be talking to Ariana whenever you send it to her.
Everything Halloween. Okay, also trending today, huge, was Black Panther and Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel released Phase 3 today of their series of movies. They released 10 new movie dates that will come out ranging from now until 2019. We're going to get more Avengers.
That's exciting.
We're going to have more Thor, more Captain America, and then most exciting for people was the addition of Black Panther. Ooh, that could be fun. What else did we have trending in the world? We had actually kind of a nice thing. Now, we don't condone alcohol here on Trending Now, but a husband attached a GoPro to a bottle of whiskey at his wedding, passed it around to everybody, and you got this really cool like shot of people drinking whiskey at their wedding, and it ended with the bride and groom finishing off the whiskey.
That'd be really nice, I think.
That's pretty exciting. Now, if you guys have anything you want to share with us here on Trending Now, that'd be your Halloween costumes, your Halloween makeup, you tried something,
We
you
wanna
have
know.
a really great like last minute costume that you know of that we didn't talk about, go over to our Trending Now page on our Facebook and you do that. And you can check out everything we've done there and also on rmucentralmedia.com.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching Trending Now today, and have a great Halloween.
Ooh.